Okay there, boys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. Got a cracking set of games for you for this video. The first one featuring Godslayer from GTC1. He's platooned up with another clan member, and he's rolling out in the SU-100 on Dead Rail. And he just plays an absolutely fantastic game, Godslayer in this one. Yeah, some really great tactical play that some of you might get some tips and tricks from, and yeah, so he's decided to head into town and frontline this. Now you guys can decide whether that's a good idea in the SU-100. I'm not really going to criticise Godslayer here because he does an outstanding job, frankly, and frankly I like to see a TD that likes to move around the place and engage new targets, especially on this map, rather than one that sits at the back and just chats all the time about why you lot aren't working for him and spotting targets. And yeah, he's whacked in 2 shots already, picked up his first kill. Now Mr. Churchill over here, he's angled up his tank well. He's already taken a couple of bounces off Godslayer. So Godslayer, good driving here. He's going to relocate his vehicle and take on targets that aren't so well angled up. And that's the key. That's one of the key elements of gameplay. If you really can't get shots through a tank, or you're going to have to expose your tank to far too much danger to potentially get the pen on, then relocate your tank. Go and hit something else. Get round a flank. Now, despite the great work that Churchill did earlier in angling up his tank, look at this. He's coming straight across sideways. He takes a shot from Godslayer's platoon mate, takes a shot straight through the side from Godslayer, and yeah, nice start, mate, but really poor execution in the middle game. And yeah, I love to see this sort of stuff. It's something that when you're in Dead Rail, especially in this area, definitely get into the habit of looking for the sneaky under the carriage shot on Dead Rail. Absolutely lethal, hardly anybody expects it, and yeah, can be absolutely devastating. Churchill here has just had a nightmare game since he angled up his tank at the beginning, and Godslayer takes him out beautifully there. Now the game is looking pretty bad. Godslayer's playing outstandingly well. He's picked up 4 kills. He's pretty much a one-shot for most tanks, and he's still got 3 tanks to deal with. Now, potentially, if he could wipe them, he's on for a Raz, but that's going to be a very big ask, given his current situation. But he's not going down without a fight, Godslayer, and he's going for another one of these. Beautiful shot underneath the rail car there, and yep, takes that guy out for his 5th kill. He's now getting pushed on by a fully hit-pointed up med. He manages to get a shot in there, does take damage. He's now down to 5 hit points, so even a ram will kill him at this point. However, you know, he's angled up his tank. He does take a bounce. Unfortunately, it is all a bit too much in the end, and he gets taken out. But first-class mastery, 2,571 damage, 5 kills. Absolutely outstanding play from Godslayer there. A real pleasure to watch that game. Thank you so much for sending the replay, my friend. Well done. Okay, here we are with Atif 2015, also from GTC1. I've featured a few of Atif's games, and yeah, I don't know. I can't decide if he's a genius or he's slightly nuts. To be honest with you, I love watching his footage. I do, but he's got this habit of not aiming when he's driving a heavy. And so he pulls off snapshots, and sometimes he pulls them off and sometimes he doesn't. When he pulls them off, they look great, and when he doesn't, you're sort of raging at the screen saying, oh my god, why didn't you aim? I don't really know how to take it, but you know, if it works for you, it works for you. And he's platooned up with another KV2 here, and 2 KV2s in platoon can always be either disastrous or hilarious. They either do a devastating amount of damage, or they get circled to death by somebody who knows what they're doing and taken out very quickly. Thankfully, Atif sent me a replay here where they're going to do very, very well. As you can see, he's already taken one quick snapshot, whacked in that big high alpha gun, and taken a kill already. Now he's going to push onto this KV, and the KV's angled here, and as a consequence, and not aiming, Atif's got a long while to wait for his reload here because his first shot didn't come off. Thankfully, so he takes a shot here that potentially he didn't have to take, frankly. But you know, let's not focus on the negative. At the end of the day, Atif has got to play his game the way he plays his game. And what does happen here very, very well is that the two KBTs focus fire this guy and get him cleared very, very effectively, showing just how effective focus fire can be when concentrated on one target. Always a good habit to get into. The other thing I think Atif does really, really well here. Atif doesn't have Discord yet, I don't believe, and despite the fact that he's not on Discord, you know, he's communicating with his teammate. They're identifying targets. They're working well together. This is just what you want to see. It's excellent team play. Capping a base whilst it's available. Telling his teammate which target he wants to focus on and attack next. This is all excellent platoon play, and things that frankly every player really should work on. He's going to lean over here, very casually take another snapshot. Of course it comes off for him, gets another kill there, and he's just having so much fun with this. And I must admit, I was both horrified and laughing a huge amount whilst I was watching parts of this game. But you know, so what? It's good footage, and these guys are playing an excellent game together. Great focus fire from the two fellas again there, and clears him up for kill number 4. Now his platoon mate does get taken out. I know his platoon mate is currently waiting to join GTC 1. We will get you in there when we can. Unfortunately, we do have the horrible problem that we're actually full at the moment, so we do have to see if we can manage that a little, and we will get it sorted. But nonetheless, a great game from Atif there. Over 2200 damage, 4 kills, first class mastery. And you know what, mate, don't listen to me, play the game the way you want to play it. Well done indeed, and thanks for the replay, my friend. Okay, here we are with some classic T54 driving from Lewis Ilikoski from Tanks for Driving Carefully. And Lewis is one of those players I always enjoy when he sends me a replay. His instincts for the game are fantastic. Now, I've touched on this before in previous videos. Driving meds at tier 10, tier 9-10 is an art form, and it's something you just have to practice. And some people can do it, some people can't, but for me it is the purest form of tanking. It really is. And you're going to see an excellent display of it here from Lewis. Now, obviously, he's going to. I focus a little bit on not going down your scope when you're firing. However, when you're driving these kind of meds, these fast-firing meds, you do that quite a lot because you are constantly on the move, and especially these meds at the upper tiers, you're doing nearly 50 kilometers an hour. You're relocating quickly, you're changing out ammo types, you're isolating tanks off, circling them, getting cleared, pushing flanks. You know, these are all, you know, you've got to be very fast. You've got to think fast and act fast to be a successful med driver in the upper tiers. And yes, that does sometimes means you take speculative snapshots whilst you're driving away at 50 kilometers an hour, a bit like that one. Your gun reloads very, very quickly. It's very accurate. It has very low dispersion, so potentially you can get away with it. I wouldn't recommend trying it in tanks that have long load times, bad dispersion, because if you've got a 20-second reload and you've just wasted your shot, that's 40 seconds before you can put damage in. A driver this good can kill you by then. So there are times where I think it is an appropriate style of gameplay. There are times when I don't think it is. And Lewis is just doing a fantastic job here. And what he also does here to absolutely magnificent effect is another very important aspect of gameplay. He's not platooned up, so he's got nobody to communicate with here. He's literally just driving. So he is isolating targets, but he is focusing one-shot tanks. He is clearing guns. He's helping his teammates push on guns. He's trying to do his very best to isolate tanks. He's switching location all the time. You can see him supporting his teammates when he needs to. He'll switch up his ammo when he needs to very, very quickly. Didn't manage to get the pen in there, so he's going to switch up his switch up to the heat round, slot a nice shot in there. Now he's a one-shot Lewis now, but he's going to make sure he takes this guy out first. And as he comes around here, he's going for a fast relocate. He tries to get another quick shot in there, and as he comes around the corner, he does get clipped with one, and that takes him out of the game. Absolutely outstanding play there from Lewis. They do get the win out of it, 2 kills, and yeah, that one cost him about 18,000 credits. That's the reality of driving in the upper tiers if you're firing a lot of shells, boys and girls, so do get used to it. But outstanding gameplay there from Lewis. Thank you for the replay, my friend. Okay, here we are with Frost 136. He's rolling out in the E75, and yeah, I must admit, I just really enjoyed watching this replay. For one reason and one reason only. I mean, this is a tier 9 game again. Frost is driving an E75, which has got good armour, but it has to be angled up. You have to angle your tank correctly, and to basically try and reap the benefits of bouncing shots. I mean, who doesn't like to take a bounce, right? Now, you're going to see the enemy heavies here, and they are just not going to do that. This is a tier 9 game. I think we've got an IS-3 out there, we've got an IS-6 out there, and they are not going to angle their tanks. They're going to keep consistently poking out sideways. Frost isn't even side-scraping off a building here, he's side-scraping out in the open. But he's going to keep whacking in shots to people who keep coming out sideways, and they're going to keep bouncing him. And this is what can win or lose you games, and you're going to see it to very good effect in this particular replay. Now, I know the IS series of tanks are a very odd bunch of tanks with regard to their armor profile. They can be very difficult to angle up effectively. IS-3 does attempt at a side scrape here, but he's over angled his tank. IS-6, he doesn't even try. Frost takes out Waffle Tractor there, and look at the angle that he's maintaining. He's now side scraping off the building. He's platooned up with Godslayer, who we saw in the first replay. Godslayer is just off to his right, so these two are going to communicate and focus fire targets, all things that we've touched on before. And yeah, over angled again. In comes a pen. This time the IS-3 does manage to get a little bit of damage into Frost, sorry, through the track there. But look at the angle he's maintaining on his tank. And here we go again. Out we come, out we come. Go on, mate, you know you want to. Out we come sideways. Thank you very much. And again, Frost takes a bounce. And this is going to lose the red team the game. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Now, great communications from these two guys. As soon as they see that they've got this situation under control, they've got one-shot tanks in front of them. Another bounce from Frost there. Godslayer and Frost both push forward to get this flank cleared. Godslayer takes out the first guy. Frost comes around here, takes out the second guy, and that is that flank gone. All that we got left now is the 3 meds on the red team, who presumably have won their flank. They've obviously done a good job of clearing out their flank. They have been let down hugely by the heavies here. So Frost is going to clear up the fellow in the cap circle there for kill number 3. And again, look at the angle he's maintaining. Is it going to be difficult for a Pantera 44 to get a pen through an E75? Yeah, and Frost is going to make it as difficult as he can by just a standard, maintaining a good angle. There's only one tank left now, it's just standard B. These two fellas aren't letting this guy get away with it. Frost is desperate here to try and rack up his other kill. He does take a shot through there, but they're going to flank either side of this building, so there's no way standard B is getting out of this. He's not going to be able to use his speed and agility to get out of this one. Godslayer sticks a lovely shot in there, and Frost is going to come straight round the back here and be very patient and wait for the kill shot, which pops for him just there. And there we go, kill number 5, and just an outstanding display of how to angle your tank and what effectively can win or lose you a flank. Over 4,000 damage, 5 kills, first class mastery. excellent play there from the two guys. Godslayer doing over 1700 damage and picking up a kill along the way. So just a great display of play there from those two guys. Well done indeed. Anyway, I'd like to thank all of the contributors to the video for this week. Thank you all very much for watching and supporting the channel. And as always, good hunting and bye for now.